Getting better at backgammon can be a real challenge, especially in the early days. There's no lack of knowledge out there, and it's all available for anyone to learn from. There's online videos teaching you every aspect there is to know about the game.
This is the best play with double five.
Books, which you might be wondering, how could there possibly be books on a game that's all luck, am I right? Just me? Okay then. And if you play online or even on your phone that has analysis built in, you're constantly being told by the computer that you suck. Why would you play it like that anyway? It can all be a bit overwhelming, and honestly, it might make you question if you're even cut out for this game, questioning your intellect, or worse yet, maybe you're wondering if backgammon is even right for you at all.
No! No! No!
When I first started backgammon, this was all very real for me. The overwhelm was gnawing at me, and still is to some extent, but exponentially less so. It can have you feeling, where should I go? Where should I turn? What should I do? And is this game even fun? First and foremost, I'm here to tell you that everything is going to be just fine. Blunderblots is here. For those of you who have been around the channel for a bit know, my wife and I started backgammon from an impulse board rental from our local library. We learned the rules and then relearned the rules when we didn't understand what was so good about the 6 prime anyway. I just rolled a 6-5, that's an 11. I'll jump over this dumb 6 prime thing. This game is easy. But even after weeks of playing the game casually together, we still considered it a dice game.
It's all luck, right?
Wrong! There's actually so many layers to this game that it's largely why we keep coming back day after day, month after month, and year after year. It challenges the mind, it's an absolutely beautiful game, especially when you dive into your own custom board that you can really make your own. And the social aspect of it is just unbeatable. But how do you actually go about getting better? How indeed? Well, if the title doesn't explain it all, this video is more focused on the beginner, someone fairly new to backgammon who is seeking to get better at the game, finding a path to improvement. But what is the path to improvement? Well, before we get into one of those potential paths, I would first like to introduce you to a couple people.
Like, this is the best defensive point on the board, so they call it the golden point.
Okay.
And we'll learn more about it later on.
Both of you want it. Taking it from either one of them is a powerful move.
That's Julius and Tom, and I spent a weekend with these two fine gentlemen in Minneapolis, Minnesota during the Viking Backgammon Classic, as well as a handful of other players as they went through the process of what they call the Novice Workshop.
The Novice Workshop is a special 2-day class, and what we try to do is to work with new players in backgammon. We start out with what I call backgammonese. We teach them the language of backgammon.
Because it's very, on superficial level, it's very, it would seem pretty simple. But the more you get into it, the more it gets deeper and deeper. And it's just such a wonderful game. And that's the reason it's lasted for thousands of years.
Having someone hold your hand in backgammon in all stages, really, as you're learning and growing and improving, but especially in the beginning, is a huge step that I totally missed out on when I first started playing. If I had to do it all over again, mentorship like this is exactly where I would start. Having someone show me the ropes, what's important, what should I focus on, what shouldn't I focus on, what are my next steps, and how do I win at this game? And maybe even more importantly, how do I lose at this game? Yeah, you heard that right.
I am a very technical person, and I believe in doing things the right way. Tom is, in some ways, more of like a philosopher, and he likes to do things philosophically. One of the things that we do is we like to say that Julius teaches you how to win, and Tom teaches you how to lose.
You know, I've been to about somewhere 15, 20 tournaments, and I'm undefeated because my goal is to have a good time, enjoy an age-old game that's wonderful. I've never left a tournament where I didn't feel that those goals were met. And I think that to come and, have a goal of winning a game that's so fickle and so likely that luck is going to play a part is the wrong goal to have.
This kind of thinking can be a huge factor in your enjoyment of the game going forward. Focus on having fun over the board and let winning be plan B. I know that's hard for some of you to hear out there. It's hard for me to hear personally as well, and it's something I need to remind myself about quite often. But long story short, you're going to lose. Now, you might be thinking, I don't want to lose. I want to dominate all. I want to stand on top of the podium with my trophy held high over all my opponents that I left in my wake. Pure domination. But the reality is that you're playing a game where you're going to lose. Like, a lot. Even the best players in the world are only winning 60% or maybe a little bit more. Mindset is incredibly important in backgammon, and being able to win and lose gracefully is going to give you so much more out of this game. I want to be competitive, and I certainly want to win, but when I think about the times I'm having the most fun, it's when I'm just engaged with the person across the board from me. Root for their good dice. Not only will this surprise people, but the whole game is going to be a lot more fun because of it. So once the basics are out of the way, Tom and Julius do what I think is a really cool thing. They put XG up on the big screen, and you play a match together as a group. Now, some of you might be thinking, how boring, I do that all the time. And some of you might be thinking, that's really cool. And some of you might be thinking, what the heck is XG? Well, XG helps you get better at the game. But having been through the ringer a lot of times, I can tell you how valuable this time is. Because it helps you look at moves, talk together as peers, and discuss what might be right, what might be wrong, which, by the way, you're going to be doing that a lot as you progress in backgammon. You're going to get your group, you're going to have your mentors, your coaches, your teachers, and you're going to be discussing plays. You're going to be talking about what went well, what went wrong. Why was this an error or a blunder? Why was this correct? Should I have cubed here? Things like that come up a lot, which makes this time so valuable for teaching yourself as you go. As they were going through this and I was recording some video, I couldn't help but sit back and a smile came across my face. And I remember thinking, man, I love this game. And that's the cool thing about backgammon, because if you let it, it will change your life. So as I sat there reminiscing about all the places this game has taken Brian and I and all the people we've met along the way, Julius turned to me and asked, "Hey camera guy, what would you do here?" To which I made my move very confidently, a 200 blunder. So for those of you who don't know, that's not good, that's bad. I made a bad move. And of course then I thought to myself, I hate this game. And that's the way backgammon is, especially when you start to get more competitive at it. You never hate the game. It's just this ebb and flow that you go through as you're trying to learn and improve. It's that overwhelm you feel like, I thought I knew what I was doing here, but I don't. And that's another reason why the game is so cool, because you're constantly learning, you're constantly growing, and you're going through a roller coaster. That's what backgammon is, and it's... For some people that might be terrible, but for me it's amazing, and I can tell you for a lot of other people it's amazing. And honestly, if you let this game just flow like that, meet people along the way, talk, have fun, enjoy your time, heck, maybe even make vacations around destinations of where you want to go, and just let backgammon be the roller coaster, and I can assure you it will change your life. Okay, back to XG. So for any of you who have used XG, you'll know that the right play is given, but the reason for why it's the right play is not. Having someone who's further along in their backgammon journey explain these ideas is a massive help for wrapping your head around how a more advanced player needs to think, and ultimately how you can improve at your own game and get through those nerves over the board. And while we're on the topic of nerves, having someone show you around a tournament is a huge bonus. If you're able to attend one of these workshops at an ABT event, Julius will actually take you down to the tournament hall and show you everything, give you all the deets, all the tips, and hopefully it will help gravitate you into the tournament in a much less nerve-wracking way. Now, for some of you, you might be thinking, I don't care, I'm a social bug, this is great, diving in. And for some of you, me being one of them, that's a huge help. So shout out to Ben Friesen at the Cherry Blossom tournament. Very first tournament I went to, it was very overwhelming. Having that experience of being shown around beforehand was a huge help in calming the nerves when we played in our first tournament, although we were still pretty nervous. The nerves are finally kicking in. I wasn't nervous at all this whole time, and now I'm starting to get a little nervous. Are you nervous?
A little bit, actually. Like, this is my first time ever playing against someone that's not family, so
Yes.
or friend, I should say.
Yes,
so.
exactly. This is a big step for you.
Yeah, it's a huge step.
Now, you might be thinking, this is all fine and dandy, but I don't live near any of these workshops, and that can definitely be a challenge. But Tom and Julius do give these workshops all over the U.S. at various ABT events, which you can find in the description below. They're also hoping to expand to various clubs and social events, and they even have, once you've taken the workshop, an online meetup that they do with your current workshop people and all the workshop people of the past, so you can continue to learn and grow with your peers. And speaking of clubs, most major cities around the world have people like this. People that are eager to grow the game, to teach what they know to the up and coming people who are just learning the game, who are just starting off. Seek these people out. The biggest takeaway here is to seek out some type of mentorship. You don't have to do this journey alone. In fact, the journey is tenfold better when you're not alone. And don't forget to have fun. Special thanks to all of our Patreon supporters, and an extra shout out to our 8Cube supporter, Dan Carroll. All of you help make these videos possible, and we are so grateful for all of you. Also, thanks to the USBGF for bringing us out to the Viking Classic to capture the Novice Workshop. And until next time, take care.